What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. In today's video, we are talking about showing you guys how you can open up a cover call on one of your positions here, what to look for, how I'm doing it, and why. So if you are excited for today's video or just curious to know how cover calls works, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. As you can see, at the time of recording this video, we are up 3.47% on the day, and that is honestly majority in thanks to Novo Nordisk. Novo Nordisk comes out last night after hours and says they have their weight loss drug of Wegovy now has an oral pill instead, so no more injecting, no more needles, which is going to be very much bullish in the stock because it gets more access to people. If you hate needles, if you're not a fan of them, you can now also do a weight loss drug through a pill you could take by mouth instead of through an injection. So the stock is up 8.45% on the day. And what I'm going to show you guys is essentially how a cover call will work. Now, first thing to keep in mind about when you're looking at selling a cover calls is to obviously sell cover calls on a green day of the stock. So for example, Novo Nordisk being up 8.4% is a very good sign to look at selling a covered call. Now, the idea behind the cover call and what it looks for is that you first need to have at least 100 shares of the stock in your portfolio, which you will see, I have 100 shares of the stock. And my average cost basis right now is $68.49. Now, I have been selling some cover calls. Novo Nordisk has been on a roller coaster of a share price for the entire year, down 40% on the year. And, I've been holding it for a little bit of time here. I've been trying to sell some cover calls to offset my cost basis here a little bit. But what I'm looking at right now is that Novo Nordisk at one point was up over 10%, and it seems like price is kind of stabilized after this news. Now, they don't have earnings, thankfully, until February, so I don't have to worry about earnings coming up or anything like that. But with it being up over 8% today, I'm thinking now, let me sell some cover calls to capture that premium. So you need 100 shares of the stock, like you see here, and you need to pick a strike price that you are comfortable with selling the shares at. So what you would do is you will go into trade NVO options, like you'll see right here. And as somebody who is selling a call option, you are selling it, not buying it, you will go to sell and then hit call, as you will see here. Now, doing it, as you will see, 3 days out, obviously is much more risky. It's not a lot of premium. And when you're selling these cover calls, you want to usually go minimum 30 days, maximum about, 60 days. You can go 30, 45, 60, something along the lines of that is definitely a good thing because what it does is it allows the stock to do what you want it to do and allows you to manage your position and not have to jump into it and not have to figure out how to manage it in a matter of a day. For example, if I sold a call option, say for $54, that would expire on December 26th on Friday. If it goes to 54 after hours for some crazy reason, I would have a lot less time to figure out what I want to do because the strike price that you are picking for this cover call is what you are okay with giving the shares away at a specific price. Okay, so something to keep in mind about is that when you're picking your strike price here, you gotta say, you know what, I'm comfortable giving away Novo Nordisk at this strike price. Again, as you saw from mine, my cost basis is $68.49. I've made a couple $100 here and there, so it's probably closer to about maybe low 60s if I was to guess off the top of my head. So if I can get anything close to 60 and be break even-ish on the overall position, I'm comfortable with it. So what you will also see here is you take a look at my chart. Here's my charting of Novo Nordisk here. And what you will see is that my levels, I draw 3 different Fibonacci levels. And again, I have a video about that, about how I do it. I have 3 different levels of Fibonacci's going out from the weekly down to the daily. And I kind of like to see where, the price is coming to. Now, what you will see here is that it seems like it has retested this level of $52.90. If I take a look at the chart here, you can see it's kind of exhausted the price here. I was staying between 52.90 and 51.42. So you can see kind of a little bit of an exhaustion here. The price is starting to kind of just like consolidate. Not a lot of people trade during the regular trading hours in terms of the midday. Usually it's the morning and the afternoon. But this news is very bullish for Novo Nordisk long term. And, I like to play for it for sure. And what I'm looking at here is saying, okay, where's my next level going to be? If Novo Nordisk finds a way to break out of this range right here and not hopefully come back, if it finds a way to break out here, the next level is $57.71 for this Fibonacci right here. Now, if it finds a way to break that, which again, we obviously won't know, but if it does break this one, the next stop is $61.80 from the 50% retracement that you'll see there. And as you can see, it kind of has had a little bit of a resistance here. It's touched it once here. It came back through, it broke through, and it really hasn't had that nice solid support here. So right now, I'm thinking this is more of a resistance. The 200 EMA is also coming down below to about $60, which would be absolutely great, because the 200 EMA is like your long-term moving average you're looking at. So I'm thinking for me right now, what I'm looking at is my strike price of $60. I think will be a pretty good one to look at, because not only did you have to break 52.90, which you saw it struggle to do after the news broke out, but then once it breaks out, the next climb is 57.71. And the good thing is with selling these kind of options here is that you are also going to get capital appreciation. If Novo Nordisk goes up to $60, which is at 52 right now, I would make $800 back in terms of value, because I would go up $8 per share times the 100 shares. So first thing I want to do on my checklist, go about 30 days out. So you can go January 23rd. You can go out to January 30th. You can go to February 20th if you want. But for right now, I'm doing January 23rd. Why? Because their earnings are early in February, and I would like to take advantage of that volatility expansion that you might see. So that's why I'm not going anything too crazy here. I'm going to January 23rd. Now, as you will see, here's the $60 strike price right here. And take a look at the delta here. It's about 15 in this case. So again, you're looking at about 30 days out here, making about a little bit less than 1% on your shares. So maybe we can go a little more riskier. Maybe we can go to the 30. Let's see what the 60 looks like on the 3rd. Nah, we'll go back to the 23rd. So again, take a look at what you're looking for in terms of strike prices here. Delta being 0.15 about means 15% of the time that it won't hit the strike price. So maybe we go a tiny bit more aggressive, maybe to 58, because 58 is right above this level of resistance potentially that's next up after that. So maybe we go to the 58 instead. A 20 delta is actually a pretty good delta to sell at, because that means 20% of the time it will hit $58, which means that more times than not, it will not at the current rate it is going. And you could sell this one and collect $64 or $63 of income from it. So you're selling the option. Basically, you're selling the right to give somebody 100 shares at $58 each for Novo Nordisk. So I'll get the $600 in appreciation from the shares, plus another $64 of premium passive income as we wait to see what happens. Now, what you will notice here is, why do I sell it on a green day like this, especially on a big move? And the reason why is because, as you will see, it is up 220% for the premium because it's shot up so much. With this big move, the volatility has increased. That means that what we're looking at here is that you have a huge move in the appreciation of this premium here. It was 20 cents per share before. Now it's up at 64 cents per share, or $64 in premium. So what we got to take a look at is see what the bid-ask spread looks like. The bid-ask spread is a little bit wide here, so we're going to do our best to hopefully get filled, and we may need to go just a little bit lower. So maybe we need to go like 0.62 maybe. Actually, I'll keep it at, you know what I'll do? I'll keep it at 0.63, and we'll let it kind of go for a little while and see what happens here. So we'll do 0.63. We'll see if we get filled at that strike, or at that premium there. So what you do, you put how many contracts you want. Again, you need to have 100 shares for every contract. So I only have 100 shares. So I do one contract, and I'm going to set my limit price at about $63 here. You go ahead and again, here's your collateral. You are agreeing to sell 100 shares of Novo at 58 on or before January 23rd. They say on or before also because it is possible to be exercised early. Okay. If someone likes the momentum of the stock and it pushes up a huge amount past 58, they may exercise it early as a result. So keep that in mind. But if you aren't asked to sell Nova by then, you can then keep your 100 shares and the $63 in credit, which is very, very nice. So you go ahead and hit submit. And look at that, we got filled right at $63. And again, it did adjust this, which is crazy. So it's gonna be, I'm already gonna be down in my position. But again, I wanted to get filled at 63. I got filled at 63. I made a little bit over a 1% potential ROI on these shares here. Okay, so that's very nice. Obviously, yes, now it's $69. Nice. But obviously we lost a little bit because we paid 63. It's worth now 69. Again, it's all about the bid and the asks that you're looking at here, the spread. If the spread is super close, then you'll get filled at a pretty good amount. As you'll see here, 42 and 50, you'll get filled around $45, $46, no problem. But the wider your bid and your ask is between the two, the harder it will be to get filled at your exact price that you want, as you saw there. 57, you'll see it's basically spot on 85 in the middle there, so on and so forth. But I don't want to do 57 because 57 means that I would then, I want to see what happens if it breaks $52.90 and then it goes up to $57.71. So selling at 58 means I'm looking at right above this level from my previous Fibonacci retracement. So we'll kind of see what happens there. Another thing that you could also do and how you can manage this is if you take a look at this. So the cash goes into my account here. So now I have $63 of extra money built into my buying power here. Is you can also close positions as well. So for example, these are cover calls I have on Kenvue, and they are worth literally 3 cents per share, about $3 per contract. I've made $66 of this position, up almost 92% on these call options here. Now, what you will see is that they don't expire until January 16th. I'm still looking at about a little bit less than a month until these close for an extra $6. I've already collected $66. Do I need an extra $6 in a month? Probably not. I've got a lot of that premium already built in. I've already collected 92% of the max premium that I could have possibly gotten. And as you will see, Kenvue is nowhere near that $19 strike price here. It's at $17 right now. But in case Kenvue gets some sort of big move, which as you will see, it's kind of basically gone down for the week here. It's been up a little bit, not too crazy. But what you will see here is that over the last week, it's kind of been trending down. So I'm hoping for a rebound back up. And again, why? Because if it rebounds back up, these premiums become worth more, not less. So right now, I'm ready to close these guys out here because I'm going to maximize that premium. I'm going to open up the contracts I have. So that way, if we get a big spike, 1% on the day, maybe for whatever reason, news breaks out, or, even a 0.5%, we get a little bit of a bullish momentum swing on Kenvue, we'll be able to capitalize it as we know. If we take a look at Kenvue's stock here, let's take a look here. Kenvue right now, as you can see here, the next level of support of resistance is 1920. So, and it's not really doing too much. It's kind of consolidated. The news that broke out here was that Kimberly-Clark has agreed to buy them out, and they've agreed to buy them out for $19 per share, which is why I sold that call option, because I was like, oh, if it goes $19 a share because you got to get bought out, then of course, why not? So right now it's kind of stabilizing a little bit in this case, a little bit of a pullback after that recent momentum swing. So, I'm thinking, what, let's close it out here, take the profits and just open up some cash open up, some more premiums for cover calls to sell just in case Kenvue has some sort of big swing to the upside. And again, this premium helps to pay down that position, which to me is absolutely awesome. So what you will do here is you go to, since you sell these contracts to open, you would buy to close. Okay. So sell to open means you're selling more contracts, get paid more. Buy to close means you are buying them out to close them. You can do a limit, stop limit, market order. Market order is new. That's interesting. I did not know that until literally just now. So what you can do is, as you can see here, is you probably will have to get filled at the higher one, because again, when you're collecting premium, you'll get filled at the bids. When you're buying to close, you'll get filled closer to the asks. Okay, so if you're asking for $2, people want 3. You probably will not get filled. It's an extra $2. Am I going to be really bothered by an extra $2? Not really. And again, the reason why, if I've already gotten 92% of my premium realized here, and I still have a month almost to go, I'm going to wait a month for $6. Like, that's just not worth it for me. So we'll be able to go ahead, we hit review order, and what it will do is it will close out this position. So you're paying $6 to buy back 2 open contracts, which will release collateral and remove the obligation to sell 200 shares of Kenvue for $19 each on or before January 16th. So we close it out, we hit submit, and just like that, we get filled. And now that opens up Kenvue now to, if Kenvue has a big spike, then what we can do is we can then jump in, trade some options, and sell some cover calls again for much later on. But might as well already maximize that premium. We're all set and good to go there. And so that is 2 things about cover calls. How you open one up with Novo Nordisk, which you saw on my screen, and also how you can close them out as well and the logic behind it. So now what you will see here with Kenvue is, let me just go back to my main page here. Still like that we're up on the day, which is absolutely awesome. We've had a great little bit of time here. We've kind of been stagnant for a little while in this portfolio. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been up around 12,000, back down to like 10, now back into 12. It's kind of been staying flat a little bit. But what you will see here now is that I actually did not covered calls, but poor man's cover call, because I have 2 call options I paid for here. So you can do that, which is a whole different video that we could break down another time here. But again, if I want to now take this position here, now I want to go ahead and then trade options, I could definitely go 30 days out, for example, if I want to. Obviously wait for a green day, because what you will notice is the premiums haven't really changed much in value, right? Take a look here. This one's up 71%, which is crazy to me. This one's up 1,600% somehow, which is absolutely wild. It's probably because of how you get filled. But what you'll see again is that $19 one, there's no change, there's no volume here, right? And that's the big thing to keep in mind about. Here's an example of an awful bid-ask spread here. You don't know what it's actually priced at, because everyone wants 75 cents per share and nobody wants anything. So it's like nothing's going on there. So hopefully on the green day, we can get some nice premiums juiced up here to sell some more covered calls in the meantime. But that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you made this far in the video and you learned something new, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications as always for all future uploads. And this is 2 examples of how to manage covered calls, how to open it, when to open it, why to open it. Also, how to close it, when to close it, and why I closed it. Okay, so 2 different positions, 2 different ideas. Oh, look, that one just got filled someone got filled, which is crazy. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you make it in the market in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.